guys. So, as communicated to you guys, I prepared a set of lectures for you guys. The first one being polymer materials. So, this set of lectures are supposed to help you guys identify and characterize fundamental properties of polymers in this case, and you are expected to know that and to recognize the impact of polymers in our everyday life. So hopefully this conveys that to you. So the objective is for you guys to be able to make sensible choice of materials, and you are not expected to be experts in material, but the aim is to give you a broader understanding of material properties, the processing techniques and limitations. So the learning outcome at the end of this would be for you guys to be able to isolate the key design features of a product which relate directly to materials. So if you can do that, that would be awesome. That's all you need to do, or you need to know about polymers or metals or anything else that I'll be doing with you guys. And to a less extent, you should be able to indicate how properties of polymers can be exploited. So just to start off with a bit of background into properties, you have seen this diagram in the first brief that you had. So bearing in mind that you as designers are making products, you want your products to function, to serve a specific need. So what contributes to the functionality of the product would be the materials, would be the process that you use to make that product, and in the shape that you're making that. Reason being, all these things are collectively contributing to the functionality, be it aesthetics, economics, and all that. They are meant to serve a specific function. So we're going to concentrate on the contribution from material side, and you've done a project where you were looking into the contribution from the process side. So one thing to be aware of when we talk about materials is that it is not the material itself that you look for in terms of contribution to the functionality, but rather the property attributes of the material, because that is what gives the product a specific function. So please remember that. So this is the content that we're covering, starting with the introduction into polymers. Then we'll look into polymer configurations. That means looking at how the arrangement of chemicals or molecules or elements that make up polymers are configured or are arranged. The important part about that is the arrangement determines properties, which is what you're interested in. Then we will look at classification, because there are so many polymers. How would you classify them, which is very important to you, maybe the list that you have to know about polymers. Then the polymer structure. So this one, in addition to configuration, depending on the physical structure of the polymers, you will get different properties. So we will look into that as well. Then finally, polymer processing. So we generally refer to polymers as plastics because they are deformable or because they are generally soft. But the technical term is polymers because plasticity is the state of being soft. It is a material property and not a material. So the material itself, it's a polymer. So now diving into the polymers, polymers indicate that the materials are made up of many identical repeating units. So when you split up the word polymer, poly meaning many, and the mers refers to repeating units, identical repeating units. So long chains connected together with this identical repeating unit. So like A connected to A connected to A connected to A. So then that chain and another chain next to it, those are polymers. That's the basic structure of polymers. So just to give an example, there are naturally occurring polymers, and this you might know DNA is made up of many repeating units. It's an example of a naturally occurring polymer. You have proteins as well, made up of many repeating units, polysaccharides. These are the naturally occurring polymers, but we are focusing on the synthetic polymers, which are the ones that are manufactured on a large scale commercially, and there's a lot of them. The common ones that you might recognize instantly would be polyethylene, polystyrene, polyvinyl chloride, and there could be more than this, but just to give you an indication of the variety that you have in the synthetic polymers. We're going to look into more details when it comes to this variety.